Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another fast Descendant video. So I finally finished the build for the Exterminator and this is the build I'm happy with. I tried multiple builds. I actually wasted a lot of gold and green cores to re-roll things over and over. Went back to the drawing board, completely changed the build a couple of times because I tried to build it with the unique ability in mind, but it wasn't practical and the use case was very limited. I tried making it for Enzo as well, and while he can get the bullets and stuff, it was just very slow and not fun to use. So I went back to Gley and designed it exactly like the Restored Relic, and this is the way I find it to be the most useful and practical and fun, most important. So the Exterminator is not as bad as I initially thought when you built it like the Restored Relic. The Restored Relic is still better. It does more damage, there's no doubt about that. But in the Axian planes, the Exterminator makes sense. And there are a few reasons for that. So let's look at the gun real quickly. I'll explain the unique ability and the base stats and why I built it like this. And then what I'll also do differently in this video is I'll show you a mission in the Axian planes, once with the Exterminator, once with the Restored Relic, and then we'll come back and share some conclusions because it's interesting. It's much closer than I thought. Okay, so first up, explosive attack, 168,000. Fire attack is 138,000 base. Besides this, the rest of the stats are nothing impressive. Fire rate is only 50. Fire rate, Restored Relic has 60 base. This is 3.2 reload time. Crit rate is only 10%. Crit damage is also very low at 1.15 times. Then we have multi-hit at only 0.19 times. Nothing special here. So now we move on to the unique ability, which is if you hold your aim, right click or ADS, let's say, what it does is it marks the enemies, up to 6 of them, and then it shoots explosive rounds at them. Okay, and they explode and die. It also does additional damage to the razor claw and the steel pincers armor and outer shell, let's say, and it does significantly more damage to the ships, the vulgar ships, and the cluster sacks and the tunnels. So that is why it makes a lot more sense to use this in the Axian planes. It's designed for the Axian planes. Now, notice here with the basic explosive rounds, firearm damage times 43.8, razor claw, and you get 65.7. But look at this, 1051.2. So it does a lot more damage to the ships. It's very, very good at controlling the ships, the airways of Axian, let's say. So instead of building it just around that, just for taking out the ships, I decided to use it like a normal gun and normal rocket launcher and see how it goes. So what we have is explosive attack, fire attack, multi-hit chance, multi-hit damage. These are the rows. I tried like a complete different version with crit damage and crit chance, and then I used Enzo to increase it, but it wasn't helping because it can't increase the crit damage beyond 2 times, 2.1 basically, and even with all the crit damage mods, crit rate mods, it was only going to 17%, and even with Enzo we could take it to 65. It wasn't really helping. Then we have the cores here, fire rate 3 cores and fire element 2 cores. You can see I have 20, 20 and 19 on the fire rate cores. The last one, if I can get 20, that would be the best case scenario, and hopefully I can do that. Inside here in the mods, once again we are building with element and a little bit of multi-hit because we have multi-hit on the rolls outside. Rifling reinforcement, action reaction, charge amplification, again not working with the crit damage. Fire enhancement, fire priority, fire rate up, increase radius for the explosive explosion radius, and then ammo optimization for the same purpose. And we have fire rate up, and then the 2 multi-hit mods, multi-percussion for the chance, multi-piercing for the damage. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, another reason why I'm not working with the unique ability, let me just get some vulgars to show you how the unique ability works. So level 190 is the level of the enemies in the Axian planes, and the order of truth are in most of the missions. So basically you right click, you mark the enemies, and you shoot. Right click, shoot. Right click, shoot. So that uninterrupted shooting with Gley that we normally do, that is also something not easily achievable with this because you're constantly required to sort of move, acquire target, move acquire target, move acquire target, and so on. So yeah, so if you do it like the normal way, like this, with Gley in the lab, you can see it works, it looks nice, but in the field, it's not practical because you're constantly moving around, shooting at different things, and so on. Now, pure damage wise, the restored relic comfortably wins, comfortably. In fact, let me just quickly show you how big a gap it is. However, keep in mind, in the axial planes, it's much closer than it looks here. Okay, so identical build to the restored relic. Okay, let's start her third for a full duration and just shoot it normally like the rocket launcher. I'm not ADS. Okay, for the full duration, and let's wait for the effects to end, and we'll compare damage. We got a total of 515 million, 81 million max DPS, 43 average. Okay, so that is the total number, 515. Now we reset and we use the restored relic, and exactly the same way for the full duration. Okay, let's wait for all the status damages to be done, and now we are getting 946 total damage, max damage 147, average DPS 85. So it's significantly better. However, like I said, it's much closer to the relic in the axial planes. Okay, so let me just quickly show you the numbers and the Arche tuning and other things, and then I'll show you the footage, and then we'll come back with some conclusions. So Arche tuning, we are using the multi-hit stuff, so we are going exactly the same we did with the restored relic. With the inversion, we have fire focus rounds, we have health recovery. There is one specific perk just for the Exterminator pinpoint algorithm. It gives you 2 more targets with the ADS. However, we are not using that. You can use it if you want for the ships and stuff. I'm using the firearm control mechanism, which gives us more multi-hit chance and multi-hit damage, because again, it is kind of low. Either can work, but I wanted to keep it exactly like the restored relic so that we can have an apples to apples comparison. If you look at the numbers, 436 explosive, fire attack is 1.459 million. The multi-hit chance is 63, which is good, but the multi-hit damage isn't particularly great at 0.469. Almost half, at least, is something. Then we have the restored relic. Explosive is 283, 861. So you can see the Exterminator is significantly better. Also, I forgot to mention the fire rate on this one. So 454 fire rate. If we get that 20% on the third core, this will be 500. So that will be a much more respectable number. It will do more damage. Okay, on the restored relic, 283 for the explosive, 861 for the fire. That thing, the Exterminator has much more, but the relic has 545 fire rate. So about 90 more roughly. And again, this is also 20, 20, and 19. I have, you can see the fire rate goes 20, 19, and 20. So 1 more % on the fire rate, and this will go up to 600. So again, it's a very similar comparison. For the multi-hit chance, this is also 63, but look at the multi-hit damage at 1.43 times. This is where the relic goes so far ahead in terms of damage. All right, so we have looked at inversion, Gley build. I'll just quickly show you because I covered it in the video not too long ago, so you can have a quick look. External components are 2 pieces firebrand for the duration, and shell crusher for the 5% fire rate. Reactor is duration and cooldown. You can take any reactor. You can see the guns are not mounted. And now I'll go to the action planes. We'll run the missions. It'll be a while. You can maybe move forward and look at some of the significant things like the ships and the enemies at the end, the scarab and the pincer. See how each of them perform, and then we'll come back to the conclusion.
Descendant, a large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area. Breach creatures multiplying. There must be a colony. Descendant, I picked up a mutant material formation signal in the skies nearby. Descendant, Volga's comms traffic is increasing at your location. It looks like Legion of Breach troops have been deployed. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful. Volga's special assault ship identified. Volga's special assault ship spotted.
Will not be interrupted.
Descendant, requesting takedown of enemy assault ship. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful. Breach follower squad approaching in encircling formation. Respond immediately.
Quality kill.
Volga's special assault ship spotted. Descendant, primary tactical objective confirmed in Operation Zone. Please take it out. Descendant, a large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area. Breach creature response confirmed. Inbound to location.
All my senses have come alive. Feel
identified. Descendant, Volga's comms traffic is increasing at your location. It looks like Legion of Breach troops have been deployed.
All my senses.
Volga's special assault ship identified. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful. Volga's special assault ship spotted. Descendant, requesting takedown of enemy assault ship.
Will not be interrupted. Will all be killed.
Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful.
Feel the hands of death.
Breach follower squad approaching in encircling formation. Respond immediately. Volga's special assault ship spotted.
Will all be killed.
Descendant, primary tactical objective confirmed in Operation Zone. Please take it out.
All right, so hopefully you saw the clip of the Exterminator and the Restored Relic in action in the first Greater mission. I deliberately did it solo just to get like a fair comparison without teammates influencing anything. And basically the conclusion I came to while I was choosing, the Exterminator has almost no recoil. That is the first plus, really comfortable to use. Second, it was significantly better at taking out ships and the tunnels and the cluster sack, the big eyeball thing. It was significantly better at that. However, against the pincer and the abyss scarab, it wasn't as good because it says here we get extra damage, but this is not enough because the restored relic was making short work of those guys. And this one that is designed to take care of them is actually not doing as good a job. Maybe if I build it more around this, it would help a little more, but then again, it would defeat the purpose of the launcher as a launcher. So if they can bump up this damage, maybe double it or something, or triple it, I think this will become the main launcher in the Axian planes. You can see with the clips, the ships were much more under control. With the restored relic, I was actually letting the ships drop the enemies because it was easier to take them out on the ground. Shooting the ships was more hard work with the restored relic, and also restored relic has crazy recoil. If you see my build for the recoil on the restored relic, I have put a vibration absorption just to reduce the recoil a little bit. So in other words, if they tweak one or two things, they could also increase the multi-hit a little bit, but this is again very specific to this build. If they were to increase the multi-hit, increase it a little more, it will take care of the enemies a little better in the normal hip fire mode, let's say, and it will become the main launcher for Axian planes if they did that. At the moment, it's just down to preference. I think based on the times we got at the end, it was surprisingly close. There was less than 20 seconds difference, I think, something like that. I think it was a little more than 25 second difference. And yeah, and the time the restored relic saved was against the elite at the end, the Scarab. We saved several seconds because we killed him very quickly with the restored relic. So again, I think it's actually much closer to the relic like this. A tiny bit more fire rate. If they match the fire rate at 60, I think it will be very good. Maybe a little multi-hit, or if they just increase that extra unique ability damage against the elites, I think it'll be better. So that is my conclusion. Let me know what you think. The lack of recoil on the Exterminator is a big plus, surprisingly, when you're using it. And if you're in a group with other people, you'll not be doing all the damage alone. So I think you can just have a good time using this as well. But yeah, that is my conclusion. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and let me know how you have built this and how you would build it, because with the unique ability, it did not really make much sense to me. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hopefully, I'll see you soon with an Enzo build. Initially, I was planning to make Enzo with this gun, but Enzo I have ended up building anyway, so I'll use some other gun to showcase Enzo.